Well, guys, we finally made it from QB3 to QB1, but the best part about that is we're still in our freshman season. And not just that, but we're late enough in the season where there's a chance that we could still retain our red shirt and be able to get that extra year of eligibility. Not quite sure how the game's going to end up doing it, but we're really going to hope for the best on that because we've only played one game, and now that we're the starter, we only have 2 more games left in the regular season, plus a potential bowl game. Not just that, but we also took over a team that is in the top 25 right now. We are 8-2 right now and 5-1 in conference, which actually means that if we look at our conference standings, we are right up there with Hawaii. And even though we ended up losing to Hawaii earlier in the season and they are the leader in our conference right now, we're still 5-1 currently, and we're going to be able to potentially challenge for that second spot in the conference championship. Obviously, Nevada is kind of nipping at our heels, but hopefully we can end up taking over and we can end up leading us to the promised land. Now, obviously, our last quarterback didn't necessarily have a great season so far, and we end up looking at the season stats. I mean, he does only have 2,235 yards. He does have 17 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, so he wasn't making a lot of mistakes. It's just that he wasn't really producing. So hopefully we can actually step in, do a lot better than our 2-for-5 performance with only 7 yards. And again, let's hope that we can end up picking up the win this week against UNLV. Obviously on the road, not necessarily the setting that we want for our first start of our college career, but it's the one that we're going to get. So hopefully we can go out and actually show out in our first game and be able to keep us with only 1 loss in conference play. Again, we are on the road. UNLV is right around the same overall as us, so let's hope that we can prove that we're the better team. Now, I do think that the play here, especially in our first game, is to run the ball. Obviously, that ends up working a little bit as we end up picking up about 4 yards on that one. But also, if we're going to end up throwing it, we're going to have to throw it short. You know, we really don't want to have a lot of turnovers, especially in our first game. And hopefully we can, again, have a pretty clean one right here, as we're going to hit him on the under, and that is going to end up picking up a first down. That's awesome. A lot better than, again, that first game that we ended up playing where we ended up, again, only having the 7 yards. So let's see what we can do on this one, as it doesn't look like anyone's really going to be open except for the guy in the flat, and that is going to be a good 7 yards too. And we're just getting really good gains on this one, and that is exactly what we need. And we do have a couple guys split out there. Looks like there's only one safety over top, so if we can kind of trick them with the play action here, maybe we can get a deep pass. Come on, sends him in motion. A little play action. Oh, that was not the route I was expecting, but thankfully he was open. And thankfully we got ourselves another first down. We're just moving the chains here. Nice, a lot better than what our offense was doing while we were on the sidelines. So let's end up getting the screen here. We get that off, and he is going to get a big gain on that one if he would have taken the sideline. But again, still a first down, and that is going to be the most important thing. Now, again, we just need to be really safe with the ball. We don't want to force anything in anywhere, as we kind of almost did right there. That's going to be our first incomplete pass of the day. Now, I know it's 2nd and 10. We probably shouldn't run, but we've been passing this entire time. I feel like they're kind of pushed back to kind of look for the pass. So let's go for the run up the middle or to the outside where he does not get anything at all. So we need to be a little more creative here. Now, we need to find someone who's going to be able to get the first down. Question is, who is that going to end up being? Oh no, that was a bad pass. Yeah, that was not the right one to go with. I didn't see him until after I started hitting the button. But I think we're going to end up getting a field goal out of it. Thankfully we did, but unfortunately so did UNLV. So we need to march downfield again. This time we need to end this one in a touchdown because I do not like what happened on that first one. We had some really good momentum, but we just couldn't get it to pay off, unfortunately. So let's go jet touch pass here. And I don't know if this play is going to work as well as it did in 25, but we'll end up seeing right here as we take it to the outside. Cuts it upfield. And that's going to actually be a first down right there. Never mind, that is going to be a 3rd in inches. So we're actually going to go for the jet pass fake right here and have him just run it right up the middle. I feel like he should be able to get a first down on this one. We'll send him in motion. And there we go. We faked him out a bit. As he ended up taking it. Okay. Never mind. I thought that was going to be a fake, but he still ended up getting it. Well, produced a first down, so I really shouldn't be upset at all. So let's get him. Oh no. I wanted to throw that out at least. But no, that is a huge Huge loss on that one. So let's stack the receivers a little bit. I wish I could see what's going on out there. Oh, there we go. There's only one guy out there. Let's see what we can do to hit him. We probably should have hit X, but yeah, that's not going to be a complete pass either. So now we got a third and very, very long. And honestly, I'm hoping that Bostic can actually get something across the middle where he can catch and run. If not, one of the other guys hopefully will be open. But not liking where we're at right there. Don't you dare intercept that one. And we're going to have to punt. And of course they end up picking up a score on that one. Not great. So we need to find a way to work our way downfield. Thankfully we ended up getting him out there, but that is going to be a loss of 4. However, the good news on that is the fact that that is a lot better than a potential interception. So find someone. McClure on the corner would actually be dope. Can he get open? No, he cannot hold on to it, and that is going to be another incomplete pass. And yeah, we got some problems here, guys. We got some problems. We definitely need to tighten things up a little bit. Who's going to get open? There we go. It's going to be our tight end. Can he get the first? Yes, he does. We needed something like that because, man, that has been really, really scary lately. And that ended up being the 2-minute warning. So, come on. Let's keep this up here. We just need to march downfield. At the very least, we need to find ourselves in field goal range as he gets free. Let's go. What a catch over there by Kearney. And we got ourselves another first down and down on their side of the field. So let's see what we can do. Find someone who is potentially going to be open. Oh, we did not get that out in time. We need to throw that just a split second sooner. Good news is we're going to be able to get a screen pass here. We do have 1:45 left, so realistically, we are going to have plenty of time to be able to get in the end zone as we get him on the out. Let's go! And damn, doesn't quite make it up to the first down marker. But we do end up having a 3rd and 5, which is very, very manageable. The question is, who will get open? Who's going to be the one to get free? Get up. Damn it. Oh, he can't even catch that. That is unfortunate. And we're going to kick another field goal? Well, we didn't, but we did get the ball back with 51 seconds as well. I know we're not making the smartest reads, but hell, it could be a lot worse. Trust me. Question is, who's going to get open? As no, we end up throwing that one into the ground. But at the very least, that does end up stopping the clock. We have 46 seconds, but we do have all 3 timeouts. So even though we're in a hurry, we still have a lot of things that are going to be able to stop it. And let's see, can we... Oh, no, that is out of bounds. We need to work on that accuracy just a little bit more. 3rd and 10 now. And, man, we are definitely not an improvement over the quarterback that we had before. Question is, can we end up... Nope, we can't. And we can't even get the ball out. And, yeah, we're going to have to punt it again. So not the best showing so far, but we do have a second half to play right here. So let's see what we can do to get a first down. As what a great play right up the middle. That's what I'm talking about. Cardwell just really doing well. Maybe we should really hand the ball off just a little bit more. But, nope, we're going to go play action. And let's see if we can actually fool them here. And we don't. Let's see if we can get it out. We do, it's going to be an incomplete pass. But, again, at least it's not intercepted. So let's see what we can do to hit someone a little short here. Maybe our tight end will actually be open. I do not want to try to pronounce that last name because I will, and it's going to sound bad. So let's see if maybe he can get it. Great catch. And he holds on to it. And that is going to be a big 3rd and 1. We're going to go for the stretch play right here. Hopefully Ford can end up getting that guy off the end. And hopefully we just pick up a big first down right here as he hits the edge. Let's go. And gets all the way up to the 34. This is definitely the type of drive that we needed, for sure. And let's see if we can pick up more. And thankfully, we end up hitting our receiver that went on the drag. And now we're just 3 yards away from a first down. And we're going to hit the short route right there. We needed that. That's the fullback out of the backfield. And honestly, when we only needed a couple yards and we had a couple guys blitzing, I think that was for the best. So let's go to the run play right now, right up the middle. Let's hope that they can get some good blocks, which they don't. And we end up losing 2 on that one. Now, realistically, I kind of want to go for a screen right here because it's been working, but I feel like that they're going to pick up on that. So we're still going to try to hit Cardwell. It's just going to be the angle route out of the backfield as he is going to be wide open across the middle. And that's going to be another big first down now into their territory, down to the 38-yard line. And come on, we have not gotten in the end zone yet. We need to get that right here. And I think that we can do it. I thought that he was going to continue to go on the drag. He does end up stopping, but again, a good 5 yards. And realistically, that's really what we need right now, is we just need to get short gains and be able to get up to the first down marker. Now, why we're going for a play action, I'm not 100% sure. It's never really worked for us before. And we threw off our back foot. I did not want to do that. And I think we just ruined the game. We did not want to throw off our back foot. I thought that I had set my feet. If we had set our feet, he was wide open on the wheel down the field. But instead, that is going to be 6 points for the other team. Nothing like stalling out a drive before we can actually get in the end zone. And that is going to be a 14-point swing for the most part. Because there's no... Oh my gosh. They're getting some good pressure in again. But again, yeah, there is no reason why we shouldn't have scored right there. That should have been an easy 6 and should be a tie game. Instead, now again, we're down by 2 scores and we got ourselves some issues here as we can't get the ball out yet again. And now we need to find a way to get 10 yards. Question is, who's going to be open? I'm hoping Kearney is, because it looks like he does not have a lot of help down there. Oh my gosh, we might have it! No, he ends up batting the ball down instead of catching it, and that is going to be a 4th and 10. I'm not quite sure what our coach trust is going to look like after this game, but if we can get in the end zone here, maybe we can actually salvage it, as we are going to hit our tight end. Nope, because we're a little out of reach on that one. And he's going to take us out now. And honestly, with the way that we played, I really don't blame him for taking us out, but man, that's a really shitty way to end our first game. We end up taking the loss, and we don't get in the end zone ourselves. Not just that, but Denigal ended up coming in and had 2 touchdowns. Yes, 1 interception as well, but let's hope that he doesn't take the starting job from us again. Thankfully, it looks like we are still atop the depth chart, so I'm a little upset about it, but that's okay. So, most important thing right here is to make sure that we are completely healthy for this next game. That does mean that we only have 1 point, and that's going to have to go in the local hero. That means that our grades might slip just a little bit. But again, we wanted to make sure that we're healthy for this game, and let's hope we can do that. Let's get into practice. Let's up that coach trust again, because we need to do it after that game. And let's hope that we can end up picking up the gold. Thankfully we do, and hopefully that means that coach is going to be a little happier with us. And again, maybe might give us a longer leash than we had in that last game. But we really need to pick up our first touchdown in college. As you see, we are still ahead of Denigal, but not by a lot. But let's see what we can do to end up picking up a win in this one. We do have 6 skill points, so I think we're actually going to use that right now. Because again, I really want to up that accuracy. I definitely think that power is going to be up there as well, and I think that's going to be important. But our accuracy is a little rough, and that's going to bring us up to an 80 overall. Yes, that wastes all of our skill points, but honestly, I think it's going to be the most important thing right now. Let's go out there. Let's see if we can pick up our first win as a starter in college, and especially since we're at home. Colorado State is a little bit better than us on paper, but let's hope that that's not going to matter too much once we get into the game. However, that is going to be a little tough because they end up scoring on their first drive, but let's hope that that's not going to matter too much as our running back ends up picking up 5 up the middle. Now, we're going to, again, try to get them worked in. I think that angle route's really going to be good. So let's hope that it's going to be useful as we end up hitting him. And that is a big first down. We're getting closer to midfield. And if we can get on the other side of it, that would be extremely nice. So, again, let's go for short passes. Let's see what we can do to hit some guys on these drags. And let's see if we can end up picking up some first downs. Thankfully, we haven't thrown an incompletion. So probably shouldn't jinx that, but that's a good 4 yards right there. Now, we are going to end up going play action. And let's see what we can do to kind of roll out. Can we hit him on the run? No. Just a little out of his reach. That is unfortunate. Could have been a good one, especially on second down. Now, instead, we're relying on a 3rd and 6. And let's see what we do to end up picking up the first. There we go. Oh, no. Wait. Yes, he did get up there. Let's go. I thought that he was going to be just a little short on that one. But thankfully for us, that did not end up happening. He ended up getting the yards, and we are now just past midfield. Got ourselves an RPO right here, but I think we're going to end up running it. He's got a nice little hole up the middle, but doesn't end up taking it. I don't know exactly what he was looking for, but whatever he was looking for just wasn't there. So, second down, probably shouldn't run. We should probably throw the ball, but why not? We usually throw the ball in second, third, and sometimes fourth down, so I was hoping that maybe we could actually trick them up a little bit. That did not happen. And now we got a little bit of an issue here because we got a 3rd and 12. Someone's got to get open. I might actually trust our tight end right here. Let's see if he can get open. Hit him. Thankfully, he gets up and gets it. Let's go. Always got to trust your tight end. Am I right? Great catch by him, and that is a big first down on a 3rd down play. So come on, someone's got to get open on this one. Oh, let's go. Does he have the step? He does, but that gets batted out of his hands. Great play by the defender. I cannot be upset about that. That was, again, a very, very great play by him. Unfortunately, we cannot call audible, and we're going to be going for the jet touch pass, going to the short side of the field. Don't love doing that, but it might end up working. So we get some pretty good yards on that, and we're up to a 3rd and 2. Now, I don't know why they're giving us a running play. I definitely don't think that that is going to be the right play right here. So let's end up getting a little bunch there on the right, and let's see if McClure can get open on this drag right here. That would be ideal as we get him, and that is going to be a first down all the way down to the 20. All right, here's where we got to lock in, because we saw last time when we got in the red zone, we shit the bed, and we can't do that again. So let's go for the run up the middle. Let's be a little safe as he's got a major hole, and that is going to be a big first down. He could add a lot more if he would have just kept running straight, but I don't know. I guess he just wanted a really good gain. I don't even know what he was looking for. But again, we're okay with it because we're going to end up picking up a touchdown coming up right here. As we're going to hit the tight end on the out, he ends up picking that up, and we're down to the 5-yard line. And that is a great thing to save. Now, question is, can McClure get open on this drag yet again? It's going to be the main question. As thankfully, he does. And we're down to the 1-yard line. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter. And now we got a big decision to make on 3rd down. 3rd and 1, do we run the ball or do we try to pass? And honestly, I do not have a good answer for that. I think we're going to go for the corner strike because I think Kearney is going to be open on this little route right here. Let's see if he's going to be open. There he is. Let's go. Our first passing touchdown of our career. And thank God we actually cap off this drive with a touchdown. It was a long drive, but it was enough to be able to pick up the tie. And what's even better is they did nothing on offense, which means that if we can actually get downfield here and pick up the score before half, that would be awesome. And plus, since we end up getting the ball back at half, if we can get a commanding lead here, especially at home, it'd be nice to end the season here on a big win, and especially our first college win. Am I right? A great play right there. He's up the middle, and he's just a little short. His knee comes down, but again, that is going to be close to a first down. And with this RPO right here, we should be able to pick this up. Yeah, let's just run it up the middle. That is going to be a 3rd and 3. So I do want to find someone who's going to be pretty short here. So let's go with the levels again. Who is that? Is that Kearney again? No, this time it's going to be McClure. Question is, can he get open pretty quickly? And yes, he will. They all drift back into his zone, looking for the deep ball, and we end up taking the short, quick one. Now, we have not taken any risk down the field here. McClure is being covered by one of their star corners. If the safety does not go with him, we might try for the deep shot, but we're not going to. We're going to end up hitting him short. That's going to be a good 4 yards. And I know this might be a little boring in terms of like just short pass after short pass after short pass. But you saw what happened when we end up going downfield. It's not a beautiful sight. So let's see what we can do to... oh no! Oh my gosh, yes. Really remedy that. I thought that guy was sticking with him and he was gonna just jump that route, but thankfully he does not. And we get down to the 2-minute warning, and we are down almost here in the red zone. Let's go. Let's see what we can do to pick someone up. Kearney maybe on the drag again, as he's going to be wide open, and they go for the blitz, and we end up picking up 6. Again, very, very, very methodical drive, but we're going to find a way to end up getting in the end zone here. Now, we're down within the 20, so we're going to end up running the ball a little bit. Again, we don't want to give them too much time before half to end up scoring, and especially since it's 2nd down right now, who knows what ends up happening. Let's go. Maybe we can get a good gain, but we don't. Our halfback is really kind of struggling right now, And unfortunately, he did not really pick up anything on that one. All right. I don't even know who we could potentially hit here. Oh, maybe? That's ridiculous. I did not see him right. Well, I did see him right there. I just thought that our tight end was going to be able to kind of box him out and be able to catch that. But no. Stupid me, and there goes any chance of points that we could have before the end of half. That's why sometimes you shouldn't take chances in this game. But we have 29 seconds left, so all we can do is take chances. So let's see what we can do to hit a guy around the sideline, as he is not going to be there. Now, we do have one timeout, which I think is actually going to be really great for us. I'm really hoping that's going to make a big difference. The question is, can we get anyone deep enough downfield? Oh no! Yeah, that's going to... Okay, thankfully that wasn't intercepted. That ends up going out. And now on 3rd and 10, we're going to just try to find someone deep. Question is who? Who are we going to throw it to? Oh my gosh, is he open? Does he have the step? He does not. He does not catch it. Are you kidding me? We were so close to being able to get a score. But unfortunately, again, he just couldn't hang on to it. And now we have to be methodical again and go for the short passes. Just because I think it's going to be better for us. As he ends up getting that, hold on. It stays on his feet for a bit, and that is going to be a good 6 yards. And the really important thing that we want to stress here is just keep the ball. Keep it safe. Because if we keep throwing interceptions, there's no chance that we're going to be able to win. We do get that screen, and he's got a lot of room as he gets all the way down to the 46-yard line. Great gain right there. And thankfully, he ended up finding a nice little hole right there. Let's go. Up close to midfield. Let's see if we can get there on this one. As we end up hitting our receiver out there for a good gain of 8 yards. Surprisingly enough. Because, again, that was really just a drag route. So 2nd and 2. We've been throwing the ball a lot. Let's give it back to our halfback. Let's see if they... Nope. They read the run on that one. And now we got ourselves... a 3rd and 5. Now, I understand coach's reasoning with going with the screen. It would be an easy way to gain 5 yards, but realistically, they're going to read that. They really are. So, question is, who can we get open? Thankfully, he comes back to it. No! Don't juke away! No! You had a first down! What were you doing? Oh, we made that work, and he just did not find the first down marker. That is a lack of awareness as... Oh no! I can't believe that. Our receiver actually hits our halfback who was getting the angle route, and it bumped him out of the way of it. So unfortunately, we do not pick up the first down like I thought we were going to. This time we will take the drag and we'll get a little bit closer. And now we got ourselves a 3rd and 4. Which means we're going to try to look for the angle route again. I'm not going to lie. Question is it going to be open this time? As it should be. As it's not. It is incomplete, and I can't believe it again. Now, we've had numerous opportunities to be able to keep drives going, but again, drop passes, couple bad reads by me as well, keeping it a 7-7 game. We're going to run this ball right up the middle, and let's see if we can gain some yards on it. This time we finally do. Granted, it is only 3, but it's positive yards, and not something that we've seen from our running game today. So, let's take the short route. And we got it to a 3rd and 2. Again, realistically, we really just want to find ourselves a first down, and they are not giving us really good plays right here. But we're gonna do it. Let's see what we can do and actually get this fake jet sweep. Can we get it to him? No. That ends up getting stopped, and come on, coach. We got to call better plays. I mean, again, why go to our rushing attack when it has not been working at all today? Let's go. He gets wide open. He gets bumped. Couldn't quite get to the sideline, but that is a nice gain right there. We got ourselves a first down. Again, we just need to put first downs together. We just need to make this methodical. And again, we should be able to get into the end zone, or at the very least, into field goal range, despite the fact that we did not get a damn thing right there. We're going to go for the deep flood. We got guys on 3 different levels right here. Granted, they do have 4 guys over there in protection, but we'll see what we're going to end up getting. Nope, that's going to be too far down the sideline. And we got ourselves a 3rd and 13. That is not what we want to see in this instance. But let's see if we can get someone open for a first down. Question is, who can that be? No, that's picked. Son of a bitch. I was hoping he was going to undercut. Son of a bitch. Not a great game, but we'll see what we can do to still kind of salvage it. I mean, the good news is this team's offense is pretty terrible, so at least we got that working for us. Is we're just going to take the short route, even though we had something a little deeper. And let's see what we can do to get one more playoff here before the 2-minute warning. And we should be able to do that. Let's go. No, you've got to be kidding. That is so ridiculous. You guys saw that? He was open, and then he ended up getting bumped by someone, and there ended up being an INT. Bro, you literally can't make this up, unfortunately. So come on, we need to work our way downfield. No, I did not want to throw that yet. Yeah, I did not want to throw that yet. That was not the button I wanted to press at that point right there. But let's go. We got receivers bunched up. Someone's going to be open over there on the right. Right? Gotta be. There it is. There it is. Nope, that's going to be another interception. And that's going to be the end of the game. 4 INTs when we had so many opportunities to be able to work it downfield. That is rough. And unfortunately, that means that we end up going down to Colorado State. 2 starts, 2 losses after we end up being in the top 25. Coach might get fired for this decision to keep us at the starting position. But what can we do? That is very unfortunate. Question is he going to keep us at the starting position? You can tell the coaching staff is not very happy with us right now. Give him a polite answer. Because we want to stay at this school for at least one more year. I know we're in a bad situation. Let's just hope that we can get a lot better in our bowl game. And we have the whole offseason to get a little bit better and to be able to really solidify our position at number 1 quarterback. Now, again, we want to make sure that we're scraping by, and honestly, we're going to put a little bit into the brand. Obviously, we do want to end up getting XP and get more skill points, but realistically, if we're ineligible, we're not going to be able to play anyways. We do have a couple bye weeks, I believe, especially before our bowl game. So let's see if we can get a couple skill points. And no way! Are you kidding me? There is no way that we ended up going ineligible. We got up to scraping by. Obviously, we're not able to stay eligible. And that means that coach is going to demote us. That sucks. But we have the opportunity to really become the number 1 quarterback next season going forward. But the good news about this is we're not going to be playing the 4th game. And hopefully that means that we're going to be able to get redshirted for this season. We'll definitely see. We're going to come study film both nights. We need to get back in coach's good graces. And hopefully, again, be able to reclaim that number 1 quarterback role. Yep, 3 Ds and an F. Thank you, ma'am. I really, really appreciate that. So if we look in the weekly agenda, yeah, it says that we're ineligible. That is really unfortunate. We're not going to be able to put anything in there. So that means that I really want to up the leadership. I think that's going to be pretty important. I was hoping we're going to be able to get up to medium, and thankfully we are. Again, we do want more skill points, but I think that's going to be pretty helpful right now, especially since we're on another bye week. Again, we're going to have a couple more weeks to be able to up a couple things. Maybe we can get a skill point or 2, but for now, again, we just want to be able to up a couple of the things and keep them up at a level where it's going to be easy to maintain it a little bit more. We do have 7 energy on this one. I do think that we're going to end up training twice. That is going to get us a couple skill points. And again, we just really need to keep everything at a very maintainable level. Now, we do have practice this time, so let's get into that. And hopefully, again, we can up that coach trust. And that means that we're going to be QB1 next season. Now, as it sits right now, we are a couple thousand behind Denigal. But again, he's going to be graduating at the end of the season, and I'm going to be okay with that. Again, hopefully we should be quarterback number 1 next season. Now, I would doubt that we're going to be able to play in the bowl game because we are ineligible, and he did end up demoting us, but we'll end up seeing how we end up doing. It'd be nice to end up winning a bowl game, especially for Denigal's final season. Now, Jaden Maeva, I'm probably mispronouncing that, the Heisman Trophy winner, 32 touchdowns and 4,100 yards. Not bad. But obviously, we're not going to be anyone who ends up receiving an award. But we do end up getting the Arizona Bowl, hosted by Snoop Dogg against Ball State. Sorry, Bull State. I don't know why I'm thinking that way. Maybe because it's Snoop Dogg. Either way, though, we are ineligible, so we're not going to be able to play in the game. So let's make sure that we end up getting as many skill points as possible. And let's actually get that health back up again. No particular reason, but I think why not? We'll get into one more practice, and hopefully, again, we can up that coach trust, and that's going to be able to help us out in the next season. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to see what ends up happening, so let's just advance the week, and let's see what ends up happening. Hopefully we end up winning, get that bowl game under our belt, and hopefully that'll lead us into a great season next year. But this has definitely not been a glamorous freshman year. Thankfully, we did end up winning, and we took down Ball State 34-31. Definitely a lot better than the scores that we had in the games that we ended up starting. So let's end up looking at this history update right now, as it looks like Clemson versus Georgia is the national championship game, and it looks like Clemson ended up taking down Georgia 31-24. So we're not going to enter the transfer portal this year. I think that we're going to get our red shirt. So hopefully we'll be able to come back and start this year, have a better year, and look a little more attractive to some of the other schools that we really want to go to. After our next season, I think we'll end up transferring, but we'll have to see who might be interested. But as it sits right now, it looks like we are going to have to challenge for that quarterback one position, but thankfully we're going to do it before the season against Curry. And I want to make sure that we end up getting that right now. I was going to save it for the next video, but no. I want to make sure that we're the starter in our next season, and we have no worries when we get into our next video. And unfortunately, we are starting with one of my least favorite drills here, the scramble survive, because I always have a hard time because we're just not that fast, and our offensive linemen aren't that good. But somehow we were able to actually get it, despite the fact that, again, our offensive line just can't do much. We don't end up getting a complete pass on that last one, but it's enough to be able to win that one. And hopefully we can end up doing this one too, as we just need to avoid the balls to be able to win this one. And let's hope that this is going to be the thing that ends up winning us quarterback one. And surprisingly enough, we actually had 12,000 on the dot, and somehow we end up picking up the win on that one, which is good because I am not good at this one right here, as we do end up handing it up the middle, nowhere close to a touchdown. Hopefully we can get a couple, but again, we're quarterback one now. So even though we didn't end up winning that last one, we actually lost by an embarrassing amount of points, so I'm not going to show that, but at the very least, we do end up winning that battle. We are QB1, 300 coach trust earned, and we're going to be starting the season as the starter. So that's great news. Hopefully, we're still going to have a better overall than Curry. I don't know how he did in the offseason, so let's look at the depth chart. And right now we are, just not by a lot. And look at that. We did end up getting our red shirt, which means we still have 4 years of eligibility. And hopefully we can take full advantage of that, especially since we are the clear-cut starter here to begin our freshman redshirt season. Now, crazy thing, we have another 55 skill points. Nuts, am I right? So I really want to up the quickness. I'm not going to lie. We are super slow, and it is kind of annoying. So let's up that twice. I know that spent a lot. We definitely want to up the power twice. And realistically, I do want to up our accuracy one more time. And I think the elusiveness would actually be pretty helpful. Because, again, our break sack is really bad. Same with our spin move and our juke move. Although, again, our IQ would actually be pretty nice too. That'd up the carrying. But I think we need to up our elusiveness. I think that's going to be pretty useful. And that does bring us up to an 83 overall, which is great. I know maybe adding the speed wasn't necessarily the best thing for our overall. But again, for us being able to kind of scramble out, throw on the run and all that, I think upping our speed is going to be extremely helpful. So we're going to end it right here. We are going to get into our next season in the next video, and hopefully we can end up picking up a win in one of the first 3 games. Quickly though, looking at the schedule, looks like we have a pretty tough schedule to start. Eastern Michigan is going to be a somewhat okay game, but again, number 24 Missouri, Oklahoma, and number 1 Georgia. That is a very rough start to the season right there. Thankfully, we will end up getting into our conference games as well as time goes on. But again, these first 4 games are going to be a little tough. We're only a 61 overall on our offense, which leads me to believe that our offensive line and some of our skill players are not that great, because we're at 83. Rainey is going to be an 80 overall halfback, which isn't horrible. Our best receiver is going to be a 79 overall. We do have a couple speedy ones. McRee is a 95 speed with a 96 acceleration, so hopefully we can find him deep. Tight end is a 75 overall. But yeah, looking at our offensive line, man, that is rough. Our center is a 77, but other than that, everyone's a little tough, and that explains why we're a 61 overalls in offense. But again, we're going to find some really good playmakers on this team, and I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to protect us on the line enough where we can do a lot better than we did at the end of last season. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.